Today I'm cooking a beautiful Cornish pasty. This is a pastry filled with meat and vegetables, and it originates in Cornwall, England. It goes back hundreds of years, going back to the 18th century. Miners used to take the pastries into the tin mines. They'd need to take something really nutritious and very filling, and the Cornish pasty was definitely seen as that. Let's go through the recipe, and by the end of it you're going to know how to make the most amazing Cornish pasty. To make this wonderful Cornish pasty, we start off with the pastry first. I tip some plain flour into my bowl and then weigh out the butter, weigh out the lard, cut it into small chunks and then tip that into the flour. You could do this in a food processor. I'm just using my hands, it's pretty much just as quick. You want to use nice cool hands and just incorporate the fats and the flour together. You want to work quite quickly, you don't want to be over handling the pastry, so rub all of this together. Once this is done, you can add some cold water to this mixture. For ease, I tip that out onto my work surface and just gently bring the dough together. Again, you don't want to overwork this. This is just about incorporating it, bringing it together so you get a nice rich buttery dough. Once done, put in the fridge to chill for 20 minutes. Now we can prepare the filling of the Cornish pasty. I've got some vegetables, I've got swede, potato and onion. You want to get these vegetables finely chopped. I'll start off with the onion and then peel and chop the potato and also the swede. Really important, the vegetables aren't too chunky. Vegetables prepped, we can now move on to our meat. I'm using some chuck steak. This has a wonderful fat content which you kind of need just to keep the pastry nice and moist. I'm going to chop the steak up nice and fine as well. And just to make it really easy, I'm going to put the vegetables and the meat in a bowl, season generously with salt and pepper, and put to one side. Now we can bring the pastry back out. The pastry is nice and cold, and you want to work quite quickly here, just so the dough is nice and malleable and it doesn't flake too much on you. You can divide the dough into four and then roll out nice and thinly. I'm using a bowl as a template. You want to be aiming for about 23 centimeters or so in diameter. And I use my bread cutter just to cut around to create a nice circular shape. And now the best bit, you can assemble these wonderful Cornish pasties together. Take a dough disc, put your meat and vegetables in the middle. Make sure you leave a good gap around the edge and then use some egg wash and generously cover that gap and fold over. You want to pat that down around the outside and then just fold in just to create a nice trim around the outside. Then you can transfer to a non-stick baking tray covered generously with egg wash. Use a knife to create those holes to let the steam out. And then put this in a preheated 200-degree oven for 10 minutes. And then after the 10 minutes, turn down to 160. And there you have a wonderful Cornish pasty. Absolutely delicious.